Okay guys, welcome to the briefing here. I'm going to be showing you a couple things here. We're taking a look at the full disc satellite. It's being provided by Goes East. So we're looking at a center of development that's out by the Cape Verde Islands out in the Atlantic. And we're going to be changing over a couple scenes here, so just give me a second. Don't have my production box with me out here. Welcome to the channel, welcome to the briefing. We're going to be taking a look at what's going on, particularly with this little guy up here, this little center of circulation, which is anticipated to become a tropical system, a hurricane. It's actually already a tropical storm. This is the newly named TS ERIN, NHC putting TS ERIN on that. That's the E-name storm. So we're seeing that being placed out there. Now you're seeing stuff like this on Twitter right now. This could be from the National Hurricane Center. It's from this morning at 11 a.m. that the NHC has declared Tropical Storm ERIN forming in the far eastern tropical Atlantic. And we're seeing that by the Cape Verde Islands right there, maintaining roughly the same position as we see on the satellite view. So what's this going to look like, and what are the models saying? So I'm not going to definitively tell you what this is looking like. Once again, reminder, I'm a storm tracker, not a meteorologist. I am not college educated, as some people on the platform will be more than happy to point out to you. So let's take a look over here at the modeling. This is going to be from Tropical Tidbits, and here is your GFS. This is our gold standard that everybody's been going by here lately, but let's set it in motion. This is at forecast hour 6, and let's make sure we have the run times there. This is from the 12Z. As we see throughout the next week, ERIN heading on across the Atlantic, and I would like to remind everybody that you're still talking about a few thousand miles here. And what is that? Is that a recurve? That is a recurve, okay? So there had been some worries due to the earlier model runs of this thing trucking right on through into anywhere from Florida to the Northeast. However, as we see, we get into about 78 hours out. I like to say don't trust anything over about 120 to 140 hours. We're at 78 hours now, and things have been pretty consistent leading up to this point in those earlier runs. So look at about hour 84. Hour 84, it is approaching. So it could be just north of Puerto Rico by forecast hour 150, or you're looking at about 2 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday. Let me make sure I got you a good view of this. That is the correct production slide there. So at about 150 hours, be north of the Bahamas, getting in towards Haiti, Dominican Republic, Cuba, that whole area through there. And we are once again talking about an area encompassing hundreds of miles down there. As my brain just has a fog on geography. I am not good at geography, so we will just term this all those islands down there off of Florida in the Atlantic. So Bermuda, Bahamas, Haiti, Dominican Republic, that area through there. What I wanted to also show you, let's go take a look and pull up the euro. And the euro at this point is showing agreement. Okay? That's what you want to look for, is agreement. So we're seeing agreement between the GFS and the euro, of that being the positioning at 2 p.m. on Sunday. Last one, let's pull up the German icon. Now, German icon only goes out to 120 hours. This is going to be the 18Z run. There is, let me check. Yeah, there's no newer runs than that on the board right now for today. And that is showing roughly similar positioning at 2 p.m. Saturday. So you can kind of call that an agreement. That we're looking at a situation where more than likely you're going to see a tropical system of some kind. Now this is subtropical storm status here. Go back to the GFS. Oh, that's the newest coming in. Let's go back to the 12Z so we have something to work with. We'll go back to the 12Z so we have something to work with here. So we go back to that 18Z Sunday readout at the 1:50 forecast hour. That's showing a Category 3 hurricane at 952 millibars parked out there. So this thing has a tendency, it has the potential to become serious out in the waters of the Atlantic. Now let's take a look at the Fantasyland segment of the program. Let's go further out and see what we're talking about. And we're seeing a recurve. Once you get down to the high 100s into the low 200s, you start seeing a recurve back out to sea. Recurve back out to sea there with the GFS. Let's take a look at what the Euro has to say. The Euro is also showing a recurve through roughly that same time period. Once again, German icon model, intermediate range, it does not go past 120 hours. What does all this mean? Well, what this means is I'm not going to have to go work a hurricane. At least I hope I'm not. At least not this early in the season, guys. I have vacations scheduled for the 18th through the 20th, and I'm going to be on the Atlantic coast, and that's not something I really wanted to deal with right around then. Landfalling hurricane in the week before my vacation, that would throw a lot of wrenches into things. We could do it the week after, but not the week of or the week before. Tired, man, just want to relax. So that's what we're looking at. We're looking at the potential of a Category 3 hurricane sitting out in the Atlantic by next weekend, this upcoming weekend. I have a tendency also to forget that not everybody works midnights and weekends, so this is the work week for you guys. Going to have a Category 3 hurricane sitting out there. Will it be a threat to land? As of right now, with current guidance, possibly not. This might be just a concern for shipping. This might be just a concern for the fish in the ocean. So let's hope for that. As of right now, nothing definitive saying that it could be a threat. Oh, Justin Selig, back with a subscriber, one from 700. You know, I had 700, I had 701 a little bit ago, but I'm thinking that YouTube might have did a bot purge, or I'm just not that exciting. So I went down below to about 698, 699, but hey, I appreciate it, man. I'm just trying to grow the channel here. Been seeing the success you've been having with your channel, and especially with your Facebook operations. Been doing very, very good out there. So hopefully we will be able to avoid a landfalling hurricane while I'm on vacation in about 10 days, 14 days. I don't even know what day it is, to tell you the truth. Is it Monday? Hoping to avoid that, hoping to avoid having to do work during that time. But anytime after that, go ahead and get at me. We'll do some work. All right, so here we are. Let me pull that back up. I would love to get another view of this little thing. Let's go to the radar and forecast scene. As a matter of fact, I can go to the radar only scene. Pull it up full and get rid of the split screen. And here we are. So this is what we're looking like. Right there off the Cape Verde Islands. Looks to stay tropical storm strength for quite a while. That's looking at August 13th at 2 p.m. And then very quickly intensifying according to this forecast. You're looking at the cone of uncertainty there. But anticipating a Category 1 hurricane by August 14th at 2 a.m., intensification to Category 2 status by August 15th at 2 p.m., and then Category 3 status on August 16th at 2 p.m., which would be next Saturday. It would be next Saturday. Oh, and there's some names. Thank God my brain is challenged when it comes to geography, especially out in the Atlantic. It's going to be off to the north of Antigua and Barbuda, the Martiniques, Barbados, Grenada, Trinidad, Tobago, and of course Puerto Rico right here by that time period. So, oh look, it blacked out. Couldn't tell you why that is. How about this? Nothing but problems with that uptake today. Okay, I can show you a little more definitively. But there it is, right on out there. And this is the track I was talking. It stays at tropical storm intensity for quite a little bit. Category 1 hurricane on the 14th. By the 15th, Category 2. By the 16th, Category 3 is what we are looking at. Black screen showing, yeah, I did catch that way too late. So, it's a little bit of an update as to where we are now, as to what's been going on. This was just a short burst to walk you through the models, show you what the modeling's showing right now, and show you what we can actually expect for the upcoming hurricane season. The way that this is unfolding kind of reminds me a little bit of 2022 with the slow start. I believe in 2022, though, August was completely dry, if I remember correctly. And I'm sure there's other analogs that I'm missing here, but you can look for your land threats more than likely to start further into the month of August, if not into September. It's just the conditions out there in the Atlantic. Man, I wish they'd get that air conditioner fixed. The conditions out there in the Atlantic. So that's just a little blast from me here. I appreciate everybody watching. Live from the weather deck, that was your tropical update here on the channel Keystone Prime. If you're not subscribed, please go ahead and do that, and we'll be bringing you more live as we get it. And we'll be bringing it to you live from the field when we have to. Stream from the field. It's just been very, very slow around here. So, until next time, Storm Tracker B. Dean Barry, Keystone Prime, and I thank you for watching.